back to the Moscow. I remember once, I think I was sitting with Matias on the flight going back from Mexico to Brazil or Chile. I can remember now. He explained me about that festival, the Moscow Peace Festival, Moscow Music Peace Festival. About the plane, they came first from New York, bringing Bon Jovi, and then stopping in Los Angeles to Motley Crue and Ozzy Osbourne, and then pick you up, right? And then how was that crazy? Imagine all these people, all in that moment in the 80s, where Ozzy and Motley Crue are big crazies in the craziest moment.
It was totally crazy. I mean, Doc McGee, the manager of Bon Jovi, Motley, and also he was our manager later on as well. He hired this plane, and they called it the Magic Bus, and it was on the way from New York City, on the way to Moscow, and they picked us up in London, And when we joined this group of musicians, all those bands, I think half of them, they were stoned already, And
but just told me that he found. He said the first moment when I opened it, we came through. I saw Ozzy in the suit, all pissed off. I said, then at that moment, I understand everything is like crazy.
Yeah. Ozzy came from the bathroom and he looked like he had pissed himself or something. It was like totally a crazy rock and roll playing. And I mean, I think they only knew we go to the Soviet Union, we play behind the Iron Curtain. We go into the empire of the evil, or whatever, For us, it was much more emotional being a German band, and because we saw the changes between 88 when we played 10 shows in Leningrad and 1 year later in Moscow. I mean, our shows in Leningrad opened up the door, to make this Russian Woodstock, to make it happen, that Gorbachev gave green light for this festival in Moscow. But for all of them, it was just a big adventure. For us, it was an emotional journey because our parents' generation, they went to war with Russia, and when we arrived in Leningrad in 88, we said our parents came with tanks. We're coming with guitars, we bring love and music. And for all those rock and rollers, it was like just a crazy trip. And the first band that went up on stage in Moscow, Skid Row, I mean, the mayor of Moscow was on stage with a suit and tie, speaking a few words to the audience, and very formal, and now let's rock and roll begin or something, And Skid Row, like our friend Sebastian Bach, he comes on stage going like, first thing there was that came out of the speakers in Lenin Stadium, motherfucker!
Imagine that in Moscow, in Russia.
Yeah, nobody understood anyway, but it was a great festival. And just Doc McGee talked to Rudolph like a couple of weeks ago, and he said, you know what? I still wonder that we not got arrested, that they didn't put us into jail, because it was all crazy, and and it was everything. It was a huge adventure, and even Doc, he had no idea what he was running into, if this would all work out, or if they would pull the plug and say, guys, go home. This is we can't allow this to happen in Moscow, but it worked out very well. The fans were amazing. 2 days in front of every day, like 100,000 people from all over Russia, all over the Eastern Bloc countries, including our German fellows from the DDR. it was an amazing moment. And the Russians, they were so hungry for rock music, and they had the lineup was just fantastic. You know, to see all those bands. You go into a stadium like this for the very first time to see all those rock bands. You can imagine they went totally nuts. You know, it was a great moment, and of course it was so powerful, emotional, that I had to write a song about it. You know, it just came out that way. It was something I did not have to think about for days and weeks and months to how can I write a song about the Berlin Wall. No, it was just a reflection of what we saw between 88 in Leningrad and 1 year later in Moscow. And it was, you could see it, the world was about to change. The Cold War was about to be over. And it was a song that just I tried to express my feelings, hoping for a better world, hoping for a more peaceful world, you know. And that's why the song is still so relevant today in this crazy world 2020, that it hasn't lost its magic, you know, and that's what we see wherever we play the song live. And I remember we even performed the song in the middle of the jungle with you at the Amazon River when we went down the Rio Negro into the jungle, and we visited a tribe, you know, and it was maybe 30 people, and they started singing.
All painted like a real painted.
Yeah, it was so beautiful. It was like the day after the show in Manaus, which was really like so cool to go down and play Amazonia. And I think when they sang for us, somebody said, now we have to sing for them, you know. And I think we sang Wind of Change for them, right?
Yeah, actually, if you remember, that was it was amazing because you came in the boat, you came in we were in another boat, and you came, and then you arrived, hey, hello, and then these Indian people start to sing and dancing, and then they stand in front of us, watching us, and then we say, what is this next? And then they ask now you need to sing. And it's okay. Let's sing Wind of Change. And do you remember that we ate crocodile? They invite us crocodile.
You know, we just arrived at lunchtime, you know, and there was something on the grill we couldn't figure out, you know, but then it was like crocodile for lunch, you know, so they wanted us to at least to taste it, you know. So it was a very special trip going into the jungle, you know, and at the same day we went on the flight to Sao Paulo, you know, and it was like in the middle of the jungle with those wonderful tribe people singing together, and such a small little community. And then you touch down in Sao Paulo with 30 million people, you know. It was like, wow, it was totally a culture shock.
And the crazy thing, if you remember, in that moment, we've been always with our friends of Commandants, Boyd and Alexei and Brito, and we've been late for the plane, and the plane was at 4:30, and we've been in the middle of
we were still in the jungle at 4:30
because you have to sing, and they sing to you. Actually, Michael made your luggage, because it was like we arrived, the car going fast. Michael made your luggage, and everybody working with the luggage, crazy, going straight to the plane. And then we landed in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had some really diehard fans at the airline, you know, and they were great, and they were waiting for us, you know, and and we just met some of them. I think it was in China, you know, and some of those guys work in China now, you know. It's always fantastic.
Alexei,
Alexei, because so many great memories. And so we have so many fans in Brazil, you know, and every time we come back, like when we just played Rock in Rio in November, you know, it's always so very, very special. And we feel so very much welcome, you know, by all our Brazilian fans. You know, it's not only in Brazil, all over Latin America, you know, and it's been always fantastic. And I hope after the COVID-19 pandemic, we can do it all again, hopefully, you know, and come back.
E aí, meu amigo e minha amiga, gostou desse pequeno trecho que nós separamos para você dessa entrevista? Se você curtiu, você pode assistir na íntegra esse papo clicando abaixo aqui no link correspondente. Esse foi apenas um aperitivo. Você pode saborear o prato principal apenas clicando no link, pois aí você terá essa entrevista na íntegra, beleza? Então, recado tá dado. Abraço e saúde para você, para sua família e para os seus amigos.